Survivor Series in the book for 2021 then, so we'll see what WWE has planned for the new year. But, the following night on Raw then, obviously, there was a few bits. That egg thing got all wrapped up, as we said, but something pretty bad happened as well.
Yeah, Seth Rollins, after beating up Finn Balor.
Oh, I saw this on Instagram. I couldn't believe it. At first, I thought it was like a wrestler, like a shoot.
Yeah, because the commentators.
But then the guy, when I saw it on Instagram, you probably saw the same clip, but the guy was like, "That's a fan. Is that a fan? Like, what the fuck's going on?"
Yeah,
and it actually was a fan.
It was a fan because seriously, you would have thought
air quotes for fan, but
yeah, you would have thought the way they did it, and the commentators were like, "Oh, is this actual a fan or is this actual wrestler coming out we don't know about?" And yeah, it was a fan.
What I want to know is how did he even get past all the security and shit?
Wow. So Raw the next night emanated from the Barclays Arena.
Yeah.
And this is the exact same arena, believe it or not, where that fan jumped the barricade at the Hall of Fame and attacked Bret Hart.
Right,
exact
so they've obviously
venue.
got some sort of security issue there then.
And on top of that, I think he used the same route that other fan used.
Yeah, it looked like it.
For God's sake.
So there's clearly...
You'd have thought they'd have learnt after the first time.
Especially when it's the entrance Ray.
The thing is, and I know it's not in any way, shape or form remotely similar, but you would think with, that huge, awful tragedy that's happened recently, with, what's his name? Travis Scott?
Yeah, there was a show in... Was it America?
Yeah, it was something like that. That big thing that they do, him and Drake, and then all these people got stampeded and trampled, and so many people died.
Yeah.
And
I think 14-year-old kid or
really
young kid got.
You just think at venues, especially with stuff like that going on, people would and even aside from that, we've had COVID hanging around for all this time. You'd think that there would be better security in place, but there's clearly an issue with that side of the building. It seems.
But Rollins took it like a champ, didn't he?
Well, apart from the fact he called the guy motherfucker live on air.
Yeah, but come on, though. If a fan's going to come and jump you, you're going to be fucking heated, aren't you?
Absolutely, you can't blame Rollins for that. Whether you like the guy or not, the guy's out there doing his job. He doesn't. Nobody should be going out there, jumping a barricade, breaching a barricade. The thing you don't know, the guy could have had a knife. He could have had anything.
Exactly. Yeah, he could have had a gun or anything.
The security was pretty quick to get there.
Yeah.
But the
it only takes a second if you got a knife or a gun.
This is it, and he came at him so quick.
Yeah, he did.
And he tackled him down.
Rollins, though, I mean, he fair play to Rollins. He had him in a headlock, didn't he, straight away?
Yeah.
So
it could have been, if he had beaten him up. If Rollins beat the fan up, it might have been a different story. But he did well to not.
Yeah, he did well to hold himself.
Because I've watched so many WCW '96 with the NWO where the crowd comes in, they beat the shit out of the fans.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if you saw this, but
it just shouldn't be happening in the first place, really.
No. There was a shot of Becky Lynch trying to walk out.
Yeah, so someone in the crowd from the opposite side, because again, obviously live they cut away pretty quickly and then just go back to Finn Balor, who's just lying on the floor selling.
Yeah.
But all the footage that you can really see online was from the entrance, fans on the rampway.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was someone on the opposite side, probably a bit further, higher up, but you can see Becky stood there. But yeah, it really scary. And TMZ looks like I think they managed to sort of collar Rollins in an airport somewhere and ask for his comments on it, and he said that it was terrifying. But
it is.
He said he had no injuries, but you could see afterwards he had a cut lip, so he definitely had a busted lip, but apparently refused any medical attention after. And he came back later on in the night to cut another segment, and carried on. But
that's good. He was fine.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the main thing. But the assailant in question was 24-year-old Elijah Spencer. Again, looking into it, he's clearly got issues. There's clearly something that was going on there. There were certain reports that, well, I say reports, I call them rumours because nothing's confirmed. But apparently he had an agenda against Rollins.
He got catfished, apparently.
Supposedly, that was what I'd seen.
Who got catfished?
The guy that attacked Rollins.
Catfished by who?
Well, somebody pretending to be Seth Rollins.
Right, okay.
Which is probably why he's... But again, it's rumour. I don't think nothing's necessarily confirmed.
But that's not Rollins' fault, is it? If you're a celebrity, you're going to get people imitating you,
even still, you shouldn't be doing it.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be jumping a barricade to do that. But from what you guys are saying, that Rollins did the best he could and did his best. Not everybody, unfortunately, felt the same way.
Chavo.
Ooh, Chavo.
Oh, God, what's he been saying?
Well, Chavo Guerrero tweeted following the incident, "Remember when the wrestlers were tougher than the fans? Ah, the good old days."
It kind of reminded me of the Undertaker comment on Joe Rogan.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit like that. Again, it was a kind of just an old mentality. But what would you think? He has tweeted since then, but initial thoughts on that one? What's the...
Well, who's to say that Rollins ain't tough? I mean, if you got a bloke charging at you at like 15 miles an hour, you know, and you don't even know it's coming, and then you get blindsided, what are you going to do?
Wow.
What can you do?
He faced a lot of backlash, and a lot of people defending Chavo's comments, but a lot of people jumping on him for what he said.
Yeah, and rightly so as well.
So he put another tweet out shortly after. He just put, "That got out of hand quickly. Instead of deleting, I will own it and say no disrespect to Seth Rollins. I've had many agree and disagree. Only comes from love of the biz that has fed my fam for 85 years. The fact is, Seth should have never been put in that position in the first place," which is right.
Very true, yeah.
But I think the problem with Chavo's initial tweet is that I agree, like, what else could Seth have done? Like, if he starts kicking crap out of that fan...
Exactly. It's
that's a lawsuit.
Yeah. That doesn't look good on camera. It doesn't look good
precisely.
On
That's his career gone.
And WWE obviously seems so hell-bent on these budget cuts as it is at the moment, because apparently they're struggling to keep the lights on. Go figure. But, you know, they're not going to want another lawsuit then slapped on their laps, which they're not going to be able to get through, because clearly video evidence shows that one of their... Well, I say one of their employees, but again, I don't get that because independent contractor, but whatever, signed to the books, then kicks the crap out of essentially a civilian.
Yeah, when he's probably going to be the next WWE champion. Or at least he's going to be challenging Big E for the title.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I mean. You know, Rollins handled it like a champ.
There's literally nothing more he could have done.
Do you remember when there was that Jericho thing where he apparently punched a woman? But
in the car park, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like 10 years ago or so.
Yeah, I've seen that clip actually.
But it was proven that he wasn't. But I know it's different.
Well, though, if we're going to go back to the last incident at the Barclays Centre with the Hall of Fame and Bret Hart,
didn't he get tackled to the floor as well?
Yeah, because a guy just like came in, tackled him to the floor like while he was in the ring. But then obviously like loads of wrestlers rushed the ring, and then they're kind of escorting him out. But you can see like at the time when the Revival was still there, FTR. Cash Wheeler fought, well, at the time was Dash Wilder. You can see him with the fan footage. He lays in a couple and, you know, gives him a few punches. But again,
the
guy
so-called fan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's nail on the head right there. I think it's all the reports say, you know, fan rushes the ring. You're not a fan.
Exactly. What if you're a fan? What would you do that for?
Yeah, you ain't a fan. Sorry. I mean, he's clearly got issues, and hopefully he can sort through them. But you know, don't wish ill on anybody. But the fact is that sort of shit needs to stop. And there should be better security to stop it from happening in the first place.
Yeah, man. I mean...
Could have had anything. Yeah. Could have had anything. Luckily...
That's what I mean. It could have turned out so much worse. And the fact that he was even able to get that far anyway, it's just like, you know, sort your shit out, man.
Also, how do you explain that to someone who's been... If you've got like a 5-year-old kid or whatever, it's their first show, how do you explain that?
Exactly. You can't, can you?
It just... It makes it, you know... tarnish it, and to a large degree, wrestling fans don't need any more dirt on the name. But you know, you can't judge the actions of one. You can't judge everybody for the actions of one. That's what I'm saying. You know, it is isolated incidents when these happen, but you know.
But I was surprised that MJF didn't mention it on Dynamite, like he did with Brett.
I imagine at some point he probably will, won't he? But
yeah, do you remember when he mentioned that to Brett? I think it was it Double or Nothing when Brett came out to hang out with the title?
2019. Yeah.
Watch out, Brett! Oh,
God. But yeah, scary stuff. But he's doing good, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
3 men, 1 ball.